Section 10, trig derivatives and antiderivatives. Now, this is the table of things you need to know for trig derivatives. And the example problem on my site also shows just the derivatives just going one direction. You're just kind of plugging in stuff. What's useful in this section is it is useful to memorize these. So these top two are easy, like sine to cosine, cosine to negative sine. Where it starts getting trickier is tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. There are some easy ways to prove this, so we can mess around with that real quick. Let's come up here. Tangent of x is sine of x over cosine of x. So we're going to do the quotient rule with this. So we're going to do bottom d top. So bottom is cosine of x, d top is cosine of x, minus top d bottom is negative sine of x, all over the bottom squared. Now this looks hideous, but it's not, because we actually just have this is positive sine squared x and this is positive cosine squared x. So we can rewrite that as sine squared x plus cosine squared x over cosine squared x. The reason this is really nice is because sine squared plus cosine squared of anything is 1. So 1 over cosine squared x is secant squared x. And that's why it's secant squared x, the derivative. And you could do the same thing with cotangent, with secant, with cosecant. We're not going to do that in this video. Another easy way to tell is there's always 2 of the cosecants or 2 of the secants in every problem. So if you're doing the tangent derivative, there's 2 of the secants, secant squared. Whereas if you're taking the derivative of secant, you're going to have one other secant, and this time tangent. And that's a tool I use to keep track of which is which. All right, let's just go down and do some example problems. So these are the original functions, these are the derivatives. Secant of x plus 1. Well, secant's derivative is just secant tangent, so we're going to do secant of x plus 1, tangent of x plus 1. Remember to plug in what's inside your parentheses in both spots. All right, cosecant derivative is just negative cosecant cotangent, so we do negative cosecant x cotangent x. Notice this is a lot easier when you have the table right above you. You're going to have to memorize this if you take the quiz. All right, 5 tangent. Okay, first of all, this minus 13, this just goes away because the derivative of a number is 0. So all we have to do is take the derivative of 5 tangent of x, so it's just 5 secant squared of x. That was easy. All right, cosine goes to negative sine. 3 okay, we got another plus 12, so let's deal with the cotangent now. It's negative cosecant squared x, so we have negative 3 cosecant squared x, and that's it. And our last one, we have 11 sine of x plus 2, that's going to go to 11 cosine of x plus 2. Okay, I realize this section is a lot easier than probably a lot of the ones we're going to have on our quizzes, or this particular example problem. But it's just going to start adding stuff like the chain rule or maybe a little product rule, and it's still going to be testing the same trig derivatives. It's just going to evolve as the year goes along. All right, good luck.